agree, and that's why the House has worked very hard to get a lot of these bills passed out that would open up the opportunities to continue to expand domestic energy production. A lot of it, the plant that's planned down for Laughlin, that's a local permitting process that needs to take place to get them online. The Crescent Dunes facility up in Tonopah, all these things unfortunately take time because of the federal process of getting permitted, environmental impact statements. But we're working as fast and as hard as we can to expedite these permitting processes while making sure we ensure safety and don't shortchange environmental concerns as well. So, the idea that these estimates of jobs that will be created by these projects, it's a matter of the permitting process and getting these plants online, and that's what we're hoping to do by passing some of the bills that we've passed out of the House and sent over to the Senate. Well, I don't know the exact completion dates for these projects that I mentioned today. I know some have completion dates scheduled for 2012 through 2014, but these are the long-term economic diversification jobs that I've mentioned today. Short-term jobs aren't going to come from these projects because they've got to go through the permitting process and ultimately be started. Well, I think you need to, I think one thing is that you can write to the Senate, your senators, because we've passed bills out of the House and they're sitting in the Senate waiting for action. So let your senators know that they need to move these bills, especially ones that are going to create jobs, and the administration. Impact of EPA, BLM, Department of Energy. For these types of energy-related jobs, we've got to expedite the permitting process. And we've tried to do that with the 4 bills that I mentioned that we passed. They're sitting in the Senate waiting for action. So as an activist, I encourage you to contact the other House and ask them to start moving on some of these bills so we can get jobs moving. Thank you.
Crescent Dunes, I'm under the understanding that it's going to go. The owner stated he would hire people, skilled craftsmen within a 200-mile radius of the job. If you take and circle that job with a 200-mile radius, he misses Reno and he misses Las Vegas. He's going to bring in people from Texas, probably, and put people from Texas building this plant while unemployed Nevadans are sitting outside watching. What can we do to stop it?
Well, I think part of that could be from the state interaction and whatever, I guess, abatements or whatever is being done by the Development Authority to bring this project, the Economic Development Authority to bring this project in, is putting requirements on that so much labor has to be hired, procured locally. And I think, when you go 200 miles, yeah, you can be probably out to LA or wherever. I don't think you'll get to Texas. But the thing is, in part of the permitting process and giving them the ability to move forward with projects, those are things that can be made conditional of getting approval.
Well, the thing is, and the bottom line of this is, there are skilled craftsmen in Las Vegas, skilled craftsmen in Reno, and the owner does not want to have to build under using union labor. It's kind of a fresh line. And here we got, 12.4% unemployment, highest unemployment in the country here. The unions in this state have done everything they can, bend over backwards to make it where we can get people on these jobs. And we're not. And what you're telling me, we've heard this all before. We need to get something done. We need to put the bad in the work.
I agree with you, 110%. With 12.4% unemployment rate, and I know it was mentioned that our unemployment rate's trickling down. The fact is it's trickling down because people are stopping to look for work or they're leaving the state. It's not because we're necessarily creating more jobs. So, but they're not looking for, that number is being artificially deflated because they're no longer looking for work or leaving the state. And I agree that we've got to work to get more Nevadans back to work. And that's why I'm especially hopeful for the project in Laughlin to move forward. Because there's some commitment down there to utilize local labor to make sure that project gets done and gets done in a timely manner by quality, skilled craftsmen.
One other quick question. Carbon capture and sequestration. Where are we at with this? The feeling I get with carbon capture and sequestration is in Washington, y'all are passing the ball around, hoping nobody ends up with a hot potato. Because every time I turn around, it's some kind of legislation against it. Stop the tests in West Virginia. You have a plant going, carbon capture.
I agree, and that's why I mentioned the importance of coal to our energy security. And we almost were going to have a plant up in White Pine County that got waylaid. The point is, you're exactly right. We've got to be able to move forward, and that's why I support and continue to support the investment in the research and development side of fossil fuel energy, renewable energy, and nuclear energy, because we just can't cut it out. All of these things have some investment to be able to get it online and start reaping the benefits for our economy. That's why I continue to support one of the bills that come through the House.
Hundreds of thousands of jobs. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have to cut it off now. If you have more questions, please come on up and address